Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the age-old mystery pin up and pin down bowling balls. Any avid bowler is going to sit here and tell you their opinion. My pin down ball hooks like this, my pin up ball hooks like that. But I'm here to bring the information that I know about it to you guys. When it comes to any layout for me, I look at the vertical axis line. So what that means is that is the last angle in the dual angle layout system. You look, generally for asymmetric balls, the first angle does matter, but for CG or symmetrical balls, it doesn't matter nearly as much. So I generally focus on pin to path distance and the vertical axis line drilling. Mo Pinell has written a really good article on the dual angle layout system, and I highly recommend going and checking out and looking at that article. It's pretty easy. Just type in Mo Pinell dual angle layout system and it'll come right up on Google. So moving forward, so the major difference between my two alpha cruxes, one's pin above the bridge, one's pin below the bridge, which you'll see soon, but one's at a 35, one's at a 65. So imagine a 65-degree valve angle. What that does is the ball stays stable in the front part of the lane, meaning the core just goes end over end and doesn't start to turn over. Now a 35-degree valve angle ball, the core starts to turn over very quickly, meaning the flare lines are going to separate faster and the ball is going to read earlier. And you'll see in the video that my pin up one is the lower valve angle and my pin down one is the higher valve angle. You'll see one of them is smoother and rounder, which is going to be this one, and this one's more of like a hook stop curve kind of motion, like the hockey stick that everybody loves to see. So that being said, we'll show you guys the difference. So this is the lower valve angle alpha crux. This is about a 35 valve angle, and you can see the separation in flare lines. This ball does flare a good bit more. Now this alpha crux is a 4.5-inch pin. This one is also a 4.5-inch pin, but it is a 65-degree valve angle, which makes it pin down based off of my positive axis point. And you can see how the flare it starts a little bit further to the left than the fingers on the other one, which means the flare lines aren't going to be as much as the other ball. So you can see how there's a little bit less, the backside still flares a good bit. And then you can see on the other side how it doesn't come nearly as close to the fingers as it does on the lower valve angle. So what that technically means is one ball is going to get into the hook phase much sooner than the other one. So small recap of what you saw. The pin up alpha crux, it flares earlier. It doesn't necessarily flare more, although it flares a little bit more than the pin down one, but that's mainly because the track lines on the pin down ball will stay a little closer to each other and they won't open up until later down the lane, hence the core turning over. So this one's a little bit earlier, flares about the same, maybe pinched more, but this one will, when the front part of the lane requires something weaker, you can actually switch to this layout and it will get down lane a little bit better. It doesn't mean it stores more energy, but just the flare itself, just with the different position of the core from your positive axis point, allows it to get down lane much differently than, said, this one. So if you guys have any more questions or you like this kind of video going way more in depth into bowling ball layouts, I can do a whole lot more. So let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time.